Imagine a Roman who was so brilliant. He was called the most learned man of his age. A guy who knew about agriculture, philosophy, linguistics, and practically everything else under the sun. This is the story of Marcus Terentius Varro, a Roman scholar, writer, and a true Renaissance man. Ready? Let's explore. Marcus Terentius Varro was born in 116 BCE in Rhiace, an ancient town in central Italy. Now, being a Roman intellectual in the 1st century BCE was no easy feat. The political scene was, well, a bit chaotic. Imagine political rivalries, civil wars, and power struggles all over the place. Varro had to navigate it all, and he did so in style. He studied under Lucius Aelius Stylo, Rome's first professional scholar, where he developed a passion for learning. Varro wasn't just a bookworm, though. He was also a military commander, politician, and one of the best conversationalists around. But life wasn't all about books for Varro. As a supporter of Pompey, the famous general, he served in several military campaigns, including battles against the Mediterranean's biggest pirates. Now let's talk about what Varro actually did. Over his life, he wrote a staggering 74 works with around 620 books in total. That's more than some libraries in ancient Rome. His interests were so diverse that he basically covered everything. One of Varro's best-known works is De Lingua Latina, a deep dive into Latin. Varro was passionate about the origins of language and believed that words had roots that explained their meaning. He wrote about Latin grammar, word usage, and even slang. Another of Varro's famous works is De Re Rustica, or On Agriculture. In it, he wrote practical advice for farmers, from raising chickens to planting crops. Varro knew that farming was the backbone of Rome's economy, and he wanted to make it easier for landowners to succeed. Varro warns farmers to avoid swampy areas to protect against diseases carried by tiny creatures invisible to the human eye. Sound familiar? Historians think this might be one of the earliest written references to the concept of germs. Plus, Varro had some pretty amusing insights on farm animals. He considered chickens the gateway animal to farming. If you could handle a chicken, you were ready for more. Varro's ambitious work, Antiquitates Rerum Humanarum et Divinarum, or Antiquities of Human and Divine Things, was Rome's first ever encyclopedia. This massive collection explored religion, philosophy, law, and customs. Varro divided it into 2 sections: Human Things, covering Roman society, and Divine Things, dealing with gods and religious practices. Varro's encyclopedia was more than just a book of facts. It reflected his belief that understanding the past was key to preserving Roman identity. As Rome descended into chaos, Varro faced tough choices. He was on Pompey's side during the civil war against Julius Caesar, which eventually led to Varro losing his property after Caesar's victory. Varro was even marked for execution at one point, but Varro was a master of survival. He managed to reconcile with Caesar, who admired his intellect. In fact, Caesar gave Varro the job of organizing Rome's first public library, recognizing his value to Roman culture. Varro's influence didn't end with his death in 27 BCE. His writings became the go-to source for Roman knowledge on everything from agriculture to religion. Later scholars like Cicero, Pliny, and Augustine praised him and cited his works. Even during the Middle Ages, Varro's ideas lived on. During the Renaissance, Varro's works became hot commodities among scholars who viewed him as a bridge between the ancient and modern worlds. Time for some Varro fun facts. Did you know Varro was one of the first people to suggest organizing a library by subject, or that he was considered the world's first etymologist? Thanks to him, we have a lot of insight into how ancient Romans understood language. So, why should we care about Varro today? Well, he shows us the importance of curiosity, learning, and resilience. Varro didn't just want to learn for himself. He wanted to preserve knowledge for future generations. And he succeeded. More than 2,000 years later, we're still talking about him. Thanks for joining us on this journey through the life of Marcus Terentius Varro. If you enjoyed learning about Rome's most learned man, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more epic stories from the ancient world.